Welcome everyone. In this session, we'll learn different types of arguments we can pass to a Python function and how to make them flexible. In the last session, we learned how we can define functions, how we can use the def keyword, and we also learned about parameters, returned values, and the default arguments. Today, we'll explore how Python functions can accept different types of arguments. Uh, we'll see positional arguments, keyword arguments. The default arguments, which we already seen, is also a type of argument, and we'll be finally seeing what is called as variable arguments like args and kwargs. So first of all, talking about the positional arguments. Positional arguments are the most basic form of arguments. The value assigned depends on the position of the argument in the function call. So in the last session, if you remember, we only saw a number of parameters, one parameter. Now here, let's say we have two parameters and we have two different arguments to pass. So here, in this case, if you observe closely, the two parameters name and age we have, uh, if I pass Amit and 25 here, if you see to my greet function, the values will be taken in the same order as the parameter names that isn't defined. So name will be equal to Amit and age will be equal to 25. So that's how the positional arguments work. They're matched by the position in the function call which we make. Then the keyword arguments. So the keyword arguments are passed using the parameter names when we make the functions call. So if you observe, when I do, when I like pass the values, like instead of just simply passing Amit comma 25, if I just wanted to mention like what age I want to pass, so I can pass age equal to 25, then name equal to Amit. So here the order becomes irrelevant and the parameter values are mapped accordingly to the values that are passed via the function call. This can help improve readability and clarity. Then the default arguments. So default arguments, like as we discussed, works as kind of a fallback values that whenever the user don't pass any values, those values can be already like some default values already existing, and those values will be directly used into our function. Now, one thing to note here would be default values or default parameters shall always come after the required parameters. So let's say if you write something like age equal to 18 and then you pass comma name, that will raise an error that default argument shall always be passed after the required arguments or required parameters. So this is like few things to note down. So let's try to check this how this default arguments and the order of arguments matter. So right. So here I just have a very simple function define greet name and age, and here uh, this is my example of positional arguments that I'm passing Amit and 25 here in my greet function call. And for the keyword arguments, I can order it in any way. Here the difference would be I am actually passing the parameter name equal to the argument value that I want to pass here. Now talking about the default arguments, how it works is age equal to 18 I already passed here. And if I want to pass any values name here, so here the example that I was giving was if I pass something like age equal to, let's say, 20 here. So here, if you see, my VS Code is already showing error that positional argument cannot appear after keyword arguments. And this also is same for name here. That non-default argument follows default argument. So even if I will try to run this, this will throw me an error. So the syntax would always be your non-default arguments, then the default arguments will follow up. And in case of when we're passing the values, the standard positional arguments will be the first, and then the keyword argument shall be passed. So this is how the formatting will work. But yeah, here if you pass something like this, it's a 20, then this will still work, but the order will be taken as per the uh, positions. So name will be 20 and age will be equal to Amit here. So that is how this works, that always keep your positional arguments first, and then your keyword or your default arguments will be followed after the once you have already passed in the positional arguments. When talking about variable arguments, so we have two types of variable arguments. One is variable positional arguments. So here, variable positional arguments accept any number of positional arguments, and so any number meaning that you can pass in multiple values, and all those values will be stored as a tuple here, and this value shall be represented by a star followed by whatever variable name you want to give in. So let me just huh. So if I take this example here, you will see that I want to sum the values of all these numbers. So what I can simply do is, instead of passing here number 1, 2, 3, let's say I have a case where sometimes the numbers could be 3, sometimes the number could be 50, sometimes the number could be even 100. So what my function code I have defined here is, I have defined a total variable, and here inside what I'm accepting is, I'm expecting that this numbers would be a tuple which I can iterate over, and I can add the number to my total value, and what I will get is will be the return sum of all the numbers that I'm passing to this function. So here, as I discussed, that sometimes 50, sometimes 100 or more numbers could be there. So for that we cannot define num1 comma num2 comma num3, because the number of arguments, number of parameters here are not fixed. So what I can do here is, I can simply write star followed by the variable I want to have, and here in the function I can pass any number of values here. So let's say uh, let me just try to run this. So here you will find that the sum is 30 here. Now let's say if I add one more value, 20, it will give me 50. Similarly, you can just pass any number of values here, sorry, and all these values will be taken as a tuple here. So if I go and just try to print this, so here if you see, this is my tuple that is we just printed here. So this is how for loop will be able to iterate over this numbers tuple, and we'll be able to just simply loop over all the values, and like whatever our use case, whatever our program logic is, that we can generate using this tuples list. So that is how we use the variable positional arguments. And the next which we have is variable keyword arguments. So it works the same way. We can pass in multiple values. The only difference is that this values which we pass will be stored as a dictionary instead of the tuple. So this is useful for handling certain kind of configurations. That's, let's say we want to pass a key value pair. So variable keyword argument are useful in those kind of cases. So let's say I'm passing the key and value pairs like name, city, and age. Let's say I want to store some values in a database like MySQL. So I can pass in what the column in the table is called, or what the table is called, what column, what value to store in. So we can properly map our data here, and I can just simply type in star star, and here KW arguments, that is like keyword arguments that I already mentioned. Otherwise, you can also use something like you can use dictionary, you can use input values, any variable name which you prefer, that will be fine here. And you'll be able to see that how it captures our result is name Ravi, city Pune, age 27. So this is how the variable keyword arguments are used whenever we have to pass in some configuration values, or we want to actually have key values mapped together uh, for a certain use case, like storing some values, or we want to just filter out some values. So this is useful in those cases. And then when we are combining all the argument types, our order shall be in a certain format. So your first format would be required values, that will be the position values or the values which are not default or in a particular keyword format. So your first order would be required, then default, and then followed by the positional arguments and the variable keyword arguments. So that is how you need to define. And here we have an example which shows describe person. So it takes a fixed positional value name as its first parameter. Then age, it is like we have a default value. If the default value, if any other value is passed, then that default value will be overwritten. And then we have values like as a hobbies, I can just pass in multiple values. Then if I pass a key value pair, then that will be stored under the variable keyword arguments. So let's try to check out this code. So I will run this. Right. So here, as you can see how these values are stored, the name is stored as Chirag, age 25, hobbies, it is stored as a tuple, and the extra info that I have passed as a key value pair are now stored in as a dictionary. So this is how, uh, like whenever you are combining all these argument types, this particular order shall be followed, or it will raise errors. So in this session, we learned about how to like pass inputs to Python functions, what are the types of arguments, understood positional keyword arguments, how they are defined, how default arguments provide fallbacks, and how to use variable arguments. And also we understood what shall be the order in case you are combining all these types of arguments into a single function. In the next session, we will dive into the variable scope, like whenever a variable is defined inside a Python function, what is its scope and how to access that outside of the function, or how to avoid accidental rewrites. So yeah, thank you for joining today's session. Let's meet in the next session. Have a nice day.